Hello and welcome to the Big Bang Theory podcast. My name's John. I'm here with my friend and colleague Dan.
Hello.
I just said, my name's John.
I noticed that, yeah.
Yeah, carry on. Hi everyone. Happy Christmas. Hope you had a good festive time. Hope you didn't get fog in your mince pie or fog up your Christmas pudding or whatever. It was foggy, wasn't it?
Hope everyone ate well and drank well and slept well.
Yeah. Hope you enjoyed Wallace and Gromit.
Yeah.
AKA Colwell and Perks.
Gavin and Stacey.
Yeah. Exeter City did enjoy themselves. So it's been 3 matches since we were here last.
Last time we were doing this, it was all doom and gloom, wasn't it?
Now it's all...
It's a bit like the book A Christmas Carol.
Yes.
By Charles Dickens.
Yeah.
Check it out if you've not heard of it. Good,
up and coming author.
Good. With Colwell in the role of Mr. Scrooge, I suppose.
Yeah. Who's Jacob Marley? Taggy.
Yeah.
Of course he is.
And who's Tiny Tim? I think if you were going to cast Tiny Tim out of the available Exeter City players, there's only one contender for that role.
Who's that?
He doesn't even need to audition. It's Ed Francis, because he looks like a little urchin, doesn't he?
He does look like a little urchin. Yeah, that's true. And someone who enjoys Christmas a lot would be Ryan Woods, of course, with his baseball cap and Father Christmas hat on.
Yeah, yeah.
Ready to go.
I don't remember there being too many Rastas in A Christmas Carol, but, you know, I don't know for sure.
Anyway, City, after the doom and gloom, have sprung into life.
What we were asking for was goals from open play.
Yep.
We wanted a bit of excitement.
A bit of pizzazz.
Something to get the old blood running.
Yes.
And I think over the period since we last recorded, I think all those things have been granted to us. Almost like Christmas wishes.
Yeah, thank you, Chris Kringle.
Yeah.
Thank you,
You know,
Pear
they
Noel.
actually found Father Christmas's body.
I'm
recently.
sorry. Oh, as in St. Nicholas?
Yeah.
But isn't it all, they're not quite sure?
They found his old bones.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not confirmed, but they think they found Father Christmas's old bones.
Of course, the Catholic Church love venerating a bit of bone.
Yeah, and flogging them off.
Flogging them off.
They still doing that nowadays?
No, I think less so these days. John the Baptist, of course, famously had about 8 thumbs on the market at one time.
I'd love that, though. I'd love to have, the metatarsal of Father Christmas in my possession.
Yes. Who wouldn't?
Yeah.
Of course, that's why children get their presents in stockings, because sometimes you get a bit of toe.
Yeah, well, you will from now on, now they've found the bones.
Yeah, 10 lucky children. Okay, so, yeah, we asked for goals. We're not going to go through every match and every goal exactly. But
Well, no, because we can't remember any of them.
started with Burton on the 21st.
Yes. We can remember the scores and I can't remember who played and who didn't.
You don't care about that anymore. All you care about is the
know.
ecstasy in your brain.
But I can tell you this, in every single one of these matches, we've gone behind.
Yes.
And we haven't lost any of them.
No.
And what that shows is spirit.
We've also...
another reference to A Christmas Carol.
Oh, good, yeah. We also scored some goals not from set pieces.
We did.
Some of them excellent.
Yeah. And the man of the moment, really, the Christmas man, is Milenic Ali.
Yeah.
He's come up with the goods, hasn't he, over the period. We always know, don't we, with Ali, when he hits a bit of form. Well, that's what we saw last season.
Things follow. We also know there's a lot of potential in there that's not always kept a lid on.
I know, yeah, and when it happens, it's really what we need, especially given that we play Colwell ball.
Yep.
And that doesn't really, on the whole, allow for too much in the way of spectacle or pizzazz. And then you've got Milenic Ali, when he can, flip the switch, he can give you everything you want.
Yeah.
And he can entertain you on his own.
If you
the drop of the shoulder for the equaliser against Burton, I think it's that, where he leaves his man, in a grave, leaves that man in his own grave.
Yeah, good.
Like A Christmas Carol. And I think, is that his first ever career assist? Because do you not remember when he arrived, he'd never had an assist?
Which one? Oh, he scores though. Ali.
No, the first goal is he beats the man and crosses it, doesn't he? And McGuinness scores.
Yes.
Taps it, headers
does
it
that
in.
make his? Yeah, you're right.
I think that unless I'm missing one and forgetting, I know when he arrived, he'd never
assisted anyone. That's right.
But
yes.
that one, and we're obviously going to come on to his goal, but the way he leaves his man like that, it's just absolutely, I could watch it over and over and over again, and I have. And that's 1-1, and then he just out of nowhere.
10 minutes to go or something, isn't it? 15 minutes to go.
Woods plays it out to him on the right-hand side, and
Yep.
he just cuts it. He's got so much to do. He just cuts in and then just kind of like absolutely wellies it.
Right into the right
Crashes
angle of the
in
goal.
off the underside of the crossbar. It's one of the most satisfying, if not best, Exeter City goals I can remember.
Yeah.
In, recent years anyway.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, and then of course...
There's the Hiram Boateng one, isn't there, at the
yes.
St James Park, which I think is probably even better. But it is a beautiful goal.
No, it's a lovely
goal. And it
goal.
won us the match. And
Yeah.
basically, Millennium Ali won us that match.
He did.
I'm not, we did play a bit better once we were, second half. But
Yeah.
from what I can remember.
And you think, well, Burton are kind of down in the doldrums. We should have won that. We did win it. It's hardly liquid football, but I think it's a bit livelier, perhaps, than other games we've had recently.
We asked for Coldwell's not suddenly going to change the style entirely into a kind of this attacking style team, but we did get what we asked for, which is a bit of entertainment and some goals from open play. So, you can't say fairer than that.
No, thank you, Gary. Then we get to Boxing Day.
Yes, Boxing Day.
It's very foggy day.
It's so foggy. It's like, Foggy from
Last of Summer
Last
Wine.
of Summer Wine would have been proud of that.
I don't think he's called Foggy because he produces fog.
Well, we don't know why he's called Foggy, but we can only assume that he would have liked it.
Anyway.
R.I.P. Is he dead?
Yeah, presumably.
Yeah. I know the other lot are dead, but I don't know.
Well, he was also in On the Buses, wasn't he?
He's very old if he's alive.
He's not alive.
Foggy, if you listen to this, mate.
What's his real name?
Give us an email. I've no idea.
Foggy Dewhurst.
Give us an email.
That was his name, wasn't it, on Last of Summer Wine?
Foggy Dewhurst, yeah.
Anyway, it's very foggy.
Probably my favourite character in Last of the Summer Wine, I think, yeah. He wasn't even one part of the original cast, but let's not talk about that. Yeah, it's really foggy.
Yeah, you can't see John Lewis.
No.
You certainly can't see the cathedral. You can't see the Winter Wonderland.
If it was even still there.
If it was even still there, it's gone back to Plymouth. You could see the other end of the pitch until some genius set off a load of fireworks on the pitch.
Yeah, so a little while back we saw...
Little box of fire.
Yeah, these box of and this was more like kind of your standard firework night, just Guy Fawkes.
It was the quick ones, wasn't it? The old...
It was sort of like over before it began.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Impressive.
I don't know what the point of it was. Well, you were impressed.
I was
so
impressed.
There you go.
Yeah.
But it created sort of about half as much fog again.
Yeah. I suppose then it's smoke.
Yeah, but who can really tell the difference apart from scientists?
Yes.
To the naked eye.
Yeah, it's the same.
You
can't see. It kind of clears by the kickoff.
Yeah.
And then
they're really trying to make it kind of like. If you really feel like they're trying to sort of do stuff, don't you, at the minute?
How close are we?
They're trying to do things, and I don't like it when people do things.
How close are we to having a DJ on the pitch?
Yeah.
I don't feel that far
worry
away.
about it. The other thing they've introduced is which I actually am in favour of.
Oh, yeah.
Nice to have something good to say about the decision-making at club level.
Ouch.
For a change. No, credit where it's due.
All right.
Pizza twist, bad idea.
Yeah.
Half-time fan race.
Yeah.
Good idea.
Good idea. We're into that.
I like that. It's a bit. I get it's a bit newfangled, but it also has echoes of the past to me.
Yeah, it's somewhere in between, isn't it?
Yeah. So I'm all in favour of that.
Did you notice? I don't know if you did, but they had the run City supporter, a woman, against Bristol Rovers supporter, a man.
Yeah.
Run down, get the present, run back.
They appealed for a lady, but they didn't. No Bristol ladies were forthcoming.
Sure. But then our supporter, whose name I've forgotten, apologies, does the excellent tactic of when she's getting back to the finish line.
I think it might have been Elise.
Oh, was it?
I think so, yeah.
Anyway, she lobs the present that she's been carrying at the legs of the Bristol Rovers supporter.
Yeah.
Who nearly goes flying. And I thought, oh, yeah, good one.
Yeah, and then...
Anyway, that's the end of the race chat.
I mean, it was awarded... Who was it? Was it Andrew Bratt doing the thing?
Craig Bratt.
Was it him doing it? No, the other guy. The announcer guy.
Yeah, what's his name?
I don't know, but he just decided it was...
Yeah, he decided that we won.
Yeah, we won.
Which
I'm
seems to be the...
Not convinced we did.
Seems to be the trend.
Yeah. Anyway, I like that.
Okay.
And that happened.
But do you feel like we're going to get a DJ on the pitch?
I worry about all those sort of things.
Yeah.
You know, Pirates of the Caribbean music.
Yeah.
Well, we'll come a bit more on this later, but let's rattle through this because we've got to talk about this match. So
Bristol Rovers went up 1-0 up about an hour, didn't they?
Yeah.
0-0 till about an hour. They score.
Yeah.
Whitworth makes a save as he's been doing all season, but then there's no one following in. / he doesn't quite get it out.
I mean, it was this 3-1 to us this match, but it wouldn't have been without Joe Whitworth making several good saves.
But their goal comes from a rebound, doesn't it, from Whitworth's save?
It does, yeah. And then...
Well, then the first goal is Fitzwater at the back post.
That's right, yeah.
First league goal for us.
Yeah, it's a corner, right?
Is it a corner?
I think maybe not, but I think so, because otherwise why would we be up there?
Why would it be up there? But what's happening with the centre-backs is, of course, Kramer's out for this game.
Yeah.
Ed Francis is staying in. Fitzwater's brought in, and Sweeney's injured.
Yeah.
So we've got... who have we got?
I can't remember. Was it Macmillan playing there? I can't really remember.
Maybe it was. But Fitzwater's having some time.
Ben Purrington can't get in the team for love nor money.
Curiously, it's not happening for him. But anyway, I'm really pleased with Fitzwater. I think he's a really good player.
Yeah, it was. I mean, according to the live score, which I know sometimes gets the shape and stuff a bit wrong, it was Jack Macmillan there, but yeah.
I'm pleased with Fitzwater, though. I am. I think he's a really good lad. Obviously, he's battled all sorts of physical ailments to even get back to being able to play football.
I think he's done an absolute solid job.
And I'd like to say this, because, you know, we're critical of Colwell when we feel like criticism's due. And I've heard some people saying that he's been no good in the transfer market. And honestly, I think there's no way that's true. I think we need more forward players.
He's been brilliant in the transfer market, apart from
strikers.
Attackers.
Yes. But you look at those defenders, John Lee.
Superb.
Kramer.
Yeah.
Fitzwater, who's a backup.
Yeah.
Purrington, who's a backup to the backups.
Yeah.
I think these are great centre-backs. Sweeney, obviously, we already had. And then actually, I doubted Francis there. And I think sometimes he's a bit lightweight. But he's certainly a capable player, given that we bought him from non-league.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to kind of give credit to the management team.
I think in all areas of the pitch, apart from strikers,
Yeah.
the recruitment's been really good.
Yeah.
And a kind of cut above what we've seen for years, to be honest.
You think who we bought in last year, but then back and beyond as well. You know, we get some really good players, Troy Brown or someone like that, but always with the caveat of like, well, they're really struggling for fitness.
Yeah.
Colwell seems to have chosen ones that are maybe coming back from injury.
Yeah, or we've used the loans well, stuff
Yeah.
as well. But which obviously Tisdale was always pretty against loans on the whole, wasn't he? And
He
stuff.
was.
So, yeah. But
Anyway, Fitzwater got that goal and I was delighted for him.
So we got that goal, and then we got another goal.
Yes.
And that was Milenic Ali, was it?
It was.
Jake Richards has come on at this point for McDonald, I think.
Yeah.
And just a lovely bit of calmness from Richards to then just play a very simple ball in the area through to Ali, and then he tucks it away.
Yeah.
And then to cap it off, Jake Richards scores a lovely goal himself.
Yeah, so it rebounds out to him, doesn't it? In the edge of the box. It's like 95th minute or something, and then
Yes.
we're home and dry.
Yeah, and Doyle had come on in that game as well and looked good, and then everyone was calling for Richards and Doyle to start.
Yeah.
And then they did.
Yes. So that's 6 points from 2 games at that point.
Yeah.
And then we get yesterday, which is, honestly, I've lost track of all days and all days.
Well, it was a Sunday.
It was a Sunday, that's right. Crawley Town, who are in the relegation zone,
Yeah.
or just outside. And obviously they're Bitcoin bros, and
Yeah, they are. Yeah. Is it WAGME?
They're WAGME, aren't they? We're all gonna make it. That's
Is that what it stands for?
Yeah. Meaning buy a bit of Bitcoin. Not a pyramid scheme, honest lads.
I mean, sometimes, you're just grateful, aren't you? Even if they are doing like some sort of like embarrassing fireworks on the pitch,
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
whatever else, you're very grateful, really.
Oh, I'm entirely grateful.
Yeah.
I don't. Obviously, fireworks. I'm like, oh, that's a bit strange. Doesn't actually matter. so wag me. It could have been worse. I think the end of last season it looked dreadful for them, didn't it?
It looked like really bad. But they've obviously managed to kind of. I mean, they're not doing great, but you know,
they're fine. They're not a big club, are they? Anywho, Doyle and Richards start the game, and it's one of the worst halves of football I've seen Exeter City play. Yeah,
it is really. There was nothing. I think everyone was kind of speechless, weren't they? Really, about it just went from bad to worse, and then suddenly we found that we go a goal down.
Yeah,
we then managed to equalise.
Lovely goal from Ali again.
Lovely goal from Ali on the other side this time.
Yep.
And then they immediately went back in front from the kickoff.
Immediately.
Yeah.
Kramer just makes a pig's ear of it, but he's not the only one.
No, he's obviously come back in, Kramer.
He's put on the right
he's
side.
Playing on the right of the three.
Yeah.
Even though in a couple of weeks ago, Fitzwater played on the right of the three and Kramer in the middle, I thought we did quite well. Was that the Wickham match?
Yeah, I think it probably
Anyway,
was.
that switched. Kramer, I'm not sure whether he's totally 100% fit or whatnot, but or anyway, it didn't have a good half, but it wasn't only him by any means. Our midfield was just non-existent.
Yeah.
And Caldwell, to be fair, in the interview at the end, took full responsibility for picking the wrong side here, and he did. Like I said, Richards and Doyle came in. It was just the wrong choice. It was the wrong game for them.
Yeah.
And
Also
Crawley
got Jay Bird up front.
and Jay Bird up front. Crawley just walked through us time and time again.
This is the team in the relegation zone.
Yeah, knocking it about with purpose and speed and just slicing through us at will. And then poor old Joe Whitworth gets caught in two minds and sort of just lobs the ball straight to their striker, who just puts it in the net. I mean, it's such a blunder that the striker just sort of basically goes straight up to Whitworth and says, "Oh, sorry, mate."
Yeah,
Sorry
fair
about
play
that."
to the lad for that, honestly. And fair play to the big bank, because everyone was like, well, that's a disaster. I mean, I'm verbalising what...
Well, Joe Whitworth has got so much credit in the bank because he's been superb and he is great and he's very likeable and he's really into it, isn't he? You know, he's like into it on like couple levels of that Icelandic fellow we had.
Yeah.
Remember him?
Who?
What was his name again?
Sinisalo?
Yeah, no, the fella before, you know, Avram Grant, whatever his name is, Avram City. You know, remember him?
Not Dino.
Nah, not Dino Vissa. The streets won't forget Dino Vissa.
Who's
the other guy? He came in. He's Anderson.
Who's he?
The Iceland guy, all smiley, loving it. You know, like and we got him back again for a little bit on like an emergency signing.
Oh yes, sorry, of course, yes.
Him,
yeah, him.
Jokel Anderson.
Yes, of course.
He loved it. Didn't he?
He loved it.
Yeah, but I think Whitworth's kind of in like almost that kind of level.
Yeah.
Anyway, so he's allowed.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, yeah. But it was a bad one. So that's 3-1.
That's 3-1, and then they just do another one where they walk it through us and score.
But also, at this point, Caldwell suddenly got in his head that he likes sitting in the stand because he can see things better.
Well, he was suspended for, I think,
he was back along
for the Burton game, so we had to watch it from the gantry up there with one of the analysts, and I think Dan Green might have been up there with him as well. And then
having a picnic, are you lads?
Just always. I mean, it makes sense, right? It does make sense. You're stood next to an analyst and you've got a better view of the pitch. I do understand it, and it's sort of, you think actually that makes, that's sensible.
Yeah.
But when you go 4-1 down at home, and your manager's sort of sat up in the little thing, it just looks a bit silly to me.
And like, let's say you're Matt Taylor and you sat on your ice box, right?
Yeah.
And people were like, oh, I want him to look more like engaged. You can stand up for an ice box very quickly. Gary's up there, they've got to get the ladder out, they've got to, because we conceded so quickly, because it was nil. I think we equalised on 35, and then we're 4-1 down at the end of that for half. Like, that just makes that whole system it just doesn't look good. I just think like, because then he comes down second half and he's bellowing at everyone. If I'm a player, I'm thinking like, well, are you bothered or are you not bothered? Because one minute I'm getting an absolute earful and the other minute I can't even see you. I just felt like, what are you doing here? This is a bit weird.
Well, I think it just compounds it. If we were 4-1 up, we'd have gone like, fine, stay up there, whatever, Caldwell,
right.
So he's up there.
It was daft. 4-1 at half-time. Disaster. We've already taken Jay Bird off for Vinnie Harper, which, by the way, they're saying was because of an injury. Harper already had his tracksuit top off before Bird went down.
No, I don't think that Caldwell didn't say it was an injury.
Okay, all right.
He did say it was tactical. I think that was coincidental that Bird went down with a bit of a knock when he was coming off anyway. I think the problem we got here is that Sonny Cox is a better finisher
Yeah.
than Jay Bird.
Yeah.
He's a better finisher than McGuinness.
Yeah.
He can't. Cox, we know, cannot do that back to goal, hold up man thing.
No.
So he's not an option if that's the system.
Yeah.
And for whatever reason, he's never really been fancied on as a wide man. Cox, he doesn't really got that huge amount of pace.
Yeah.
So he just doesn't really fit the system at the moment. So what happens to him? Who knows? But Bird makes more sense in as much as like physicality. His physicality, he in theory can do that job, the hold up play, but he can't do it anywhere near as well as Josh McGuinness.
No,
and whether he can do it at this level or not, I kind of think remains to be seen. I don't want to write Bird off completely yet because I've seen him kind of do some good things, and but on Sunday he had a mare.
He did.
Harper came on, and to be honest, even for the remainder of that half, I think at half time was one of the only players of any credit.
Yeah.
He was trying to work. Him and Ali were trying to combine down that left hand side, and it obviously did work leading up to Ali to goal. But yeah, so half time we were getting battered. But then we know, something's got to change. The system changed. Caldwell says we've gone 4-4-2, which I guess we'd take his word for it. Harper must be the left back in that situation, and he played most of the game in
their half.
But that's just because we were on top, I suppose, and it just works, And
Harper and Mitchell
make it wonder
excellent.
when really like Caldwell, you could have maybe changed this before half time because it was very obviously not working.
He brought on Watts, he brought on Mitchell, he brought on Harper, and then he brought on McGuinness.
Yes, so the Harper was already on.
Harper
the other three came on at half time.
That's right,
and it is a completely different game in the second half. Crawley having out-possessioned us for most of the first half. I haven't seen the stats, but they did. In the second half, they barely had the ball.
Yeah.
We were all over them.
Yeah.
And it's frustrating, isn't it? Because we feel like it feels like the only way... obviously, this is one of the best days that I can remember at St James's Park. It was absolutely great, and I sort of wouldn't trade it for a different,
different outcome.
For the same outcome, but without having gone 4-1 down.
Yeah.
Because it was so much fun. But we seem to only be able to kind of rally into this kind of attacking scene when we're behind. And it's just like, we're never going to do that from the kickoff. We're never just going to blow a team away for the whole match because our default kind of starting system doesn't allow for it. But when we're playing a team who are quite clearly not very good, Crawley, why not just could we not have just gone for it from the off and just kind of think let's just outclass and let's just blow them away, because we could easily do it in the second half once we put all the right players on and let them kind of go 4-4-2 and just let them run at them and let them have a go, and look what happened.
Absolutely. So Vinnie Harper gets the second goal, so that takes us back to 4-2. That's on the hour.
So well deserved. I mean, not just the assist and the goal, but the everything about his play, the way he tackled, the last ditch tackles, the energy, just winning throw-ins even down on the touchline, the way he approached it, the way he came into that game and tried to what he showed to turn it around was just it was excellent, and I think it was a real kind of defining moment for him, and I really hope that we get to see more of that for the rest of the season, and that he can stay clear of the injuries and that he can kind of give us that energy because we desperately need it.
Yeah, absolutely. Now Mitchell was on with him and he looked like he's back to his old self, didn't he?
Oh, didn't he just?
Excellent.
What it felt like to me was, when you haven't played five-a-side for ages, and then we played five-a-side over Christmas for your birthday, but when you haven't played for ages, the thing you haven't got when you first go back is your touch is gone, isn't it? You think the ball comes to you and you think I know what to do here. I know how to control this. You go to do what you would normally do, and the ball pings off you, and you think and it's just that you've lost the touch.
Yeah.
But for Mitchell, it felt like it was back, and it was just like it was just like, oh, there he is. There's the guy. Because in the Bristol Rovers game, it didn't look like him at all. You know,
No, indeed.
And
it was excellent, wasn't it?
Oh god, it's brilliant. And he plays the ball, the through ball, round the corner for Harper's goal, and it was beautiful pass, perfectly weighted. And he was just like, Mitchell was kind of like picking up the ball and running forward just from. He wasn't even playing wide. He was in the middle there, you know, like behind. And it was great to see.
So that takes us to 4-2. Then the thing we never said would happen has happened. Pat Jones,
Yes.
formerly of Dad's Army.
Well, I told you that he existed because he played in that Papa John's game.
On he comes with 15 minutes to go. He comes on for Jake Richards, and suddenly we've got a winger who just runs down the byline, runs down the touchline, gets to the byline, crosses it with one hit. Now, I can't remember the last time
He's
we
like
got that
a completely single-minded man.
Yeah, no cutting inside.
Which was get the ball, run to the byline, cross.
Yeah,
and
cross well.
Cross he can do, yeah.
It's been years. Normally, nowadays, we see wingers who wait, touch, go past the defender.
Yeah, invert.
Yeah.
Recycle.
Cut inside, recycle.
Yeah.
No, not for Pat Jones. I see that line and I will head right to it and then I will hit it in with my right foot.
Yeah.
Lovely to see. He's quick as well, isn't he?
He is quick, especially for a man who's been out for that long.
I know. What's he going to look like when he's fit? So he comes on, causes all sorts of trouble, and eventually we get a corner. Well, we get a number of corners, a lot of pressure. Ryan Woods takes the corner.
Yeah.
And he hadn't scored in how long? 6 years until back in the autumn?
Well, he scored one this season.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
So until that point, he hadn't scored for 6 years. Then he gets his second direct from the corner.
Yeah.
Second time we've seen that in a month.
Yeah.
From Sweeney.
Sweeney also scored one direct from the corner. Yeah. People have started calling this an Olympico because Heung-min Son scored one the other week and everyone's calling it an Olympico.
Oh,
and
right.
I've never heard that before.
No, me neither.
I don't know if that's a thing in other countries that they've always called it that and we just suddenly, people are just catching on now. But anyway, there you go.
Woods. So that takes us to 4-3.
And then we got like, there's 10 minutes of normal time left here, right?
Yeah.
About that.
Yeah.
And it's like, the atmosphere on the Big Bank is as
good as ever.
It's as best it's been for such a long time.
Yeah.
Because when you play the way we do, and it's not, and you know, sometimes it works brilliantly, but it just doesn't fire up the crowd in the way that. Yeah, and ideally we don't want to be 4-1 down and having to fight back, especially against a team in the relegation zone.
No.
But forget all that. It was great. And it was really, really good atmosphere up there. And suddenly we're like, it's just inevitable. Everyone there knows we're going to get that.
Crawley know it. The supporters
Crawley know it. Everyone in the stadium knows it.
Yeah.
And it's a nice little well-worked goal. It's a good little pass from McMillan, who's that far forward.
He looks good when he's further forward. Doesn't he? He's good with the ball.
Oh, well, I think he looked good in right back, to be honest.
Yeah.
But that gave him the licence to kind of play.
Yeah, I think that's what I mean. I think
up.
that position and understanding where he is and not having to do all the jobs.
Nice little move, and Mitchell, one touch round the man, and then left foot curls it into the bottom corner, and it's as if he's never snapped his knee in half.
Yeah.
And then, like I said, everyone knew everyone knew it was coming, and at that point, we're thinking we could maybe even win this. McGuinness has a couple of really good chances.
He has a couple of really good chances, doesn't he?
And on another day, maybe we get there. But so this is a ridiculous game, but.
So that's 7 points from a possible 9. It's, I can't even count, 4, 6. It's 9 goals from 3 games, most of them from open play.
Yep.
Maybe this is a new era of cold ball. Maybe.
Wouldn't hold your breath.
Well, no, maybe not. Anyway, it was very exciting.
It was. And I tell you what, we've learned over the last 3 games, and not just over the last 3 games, but that surely Caleb Watts has got to get given this contract extension. He's out of contract in a couple of days.
He's a brilliant player. He's not without fault, but he's super energetic. He makes stuff happen.
I can't think of a better kind of squad player to have. I know he has injury problems here and there, but I mean,
we've had quite a good amount of games out of him.
Which of our players don't? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think he just comes on and gives a bit of it does have a bit of directness and and bags of energy. And to be honest, I sort of prefer him to Aitchison. I think you know.
I agree. I agree.
As much,
and I like Aitchison.
And I appreciate, me too. And I appreciate the role he does. But I just think, I feel like more things are going to happen when Watts is playing. I feel like he's looking to create more. You know, I just really hope he gets rewarded.
No, I agree with you. I agree with you.
And you know, I know he's had, like I said, he's had a lot of injuries, but he's played a decent amount, and I think he's affected games.
No, he's
been unlucky to be subbed off at times, and I think he's done well. And he never gives less than everything when he comes on or when he starts. You know.
Yeah, I agree. So he's played 11 games. What?
League games.
11 league games, and he's only 22.
Is he?
Yeah. Yeah,
he's 22.
23 in January.
Give him the contract.
Give him the
Caldwell,
contract.
Hawker, Taggy, get the fountain pen out.
Get the novelty checkout.
They probably don't do it like that anymore with the pen, do they?
It's that docu-sign, isn't it?
You probably have to docu-sign it.
Yeah.
Sign it with his finger, you know, and you can never get it right on those things, can you?
Well, I just have the one where it just writes my name in a fancy style.
Oh, really?
You got that?
No, I still have to do it with my finger on like a little, like...
For work, I've got a...
Well, it makes it sort of like, you type it in and it makes it look like handwriting.
Not just type it in, I've just got a set one. We all have at work, yeah.
Have you tried to now, when you've had to do one the old-fashioned way, do you try and do that one?
No, I've got two different ways of doing it.
I mean...
Get the quill out. Anyway, he's got to be signed up.
I'd say so.
Docu-sign him up, lads.
Docu-sign him.
Yeah. Anyway... It was a remarkable game to cap off a really solid week of results.
Yeah.
Bit of a different thing. Bit more throw the kitchen sink at it. We all like to see it, Gary. Yeah. I know you want a bit more control.
Caldwell didn't want any of that. He wasn't pleased with Bristol Rovers' second half. No. I loved it.
Said it was like basketball.
Yeah. But, you know...
people like basketball, Gary.
I understand that, but it was your system that didn't work, which meant we had to do that in the first place.
Yeah.
I know he's also done...
Look, we're not going down. We've got enough points. Let us enjoy it. Let us enjoy these players while we've got them. We're not going to have Mitchell forever. We're not going to have Harper forever by the current looks of it.
Yeah.
Let's all have a nice time.
Why not? Get Pat Jones on there.
If we're in the Premier League, right, and you're Ipswich, and you think like, flipping heck, this is going to be a right old mountain to climb, I understand why they play a certain way. I don't understand why we need to.
Certainly not all the time.
Not all the time.
I get it with,
maybe against Birmingham City.
I get it with Wickham away and stuff like that, which is coming up. But like Crawley at home, go for broke.
Go for broke. Let a man buy an overpriced burger and chips and throw it all over the place when we score the fourth goal.
Why not? Can you buy burger and chips? Can you?
Burger and chips. You've seen the photo, haven't you?
Yeah, I don't think you can get that on the big bank.
Not on the big bank.
Is that even still available? Wasn't that just a kind of little one-off thing?
Was it?
Are you still getting... I don't know.
Let a man bring in his own wimpy burger, plate and all, and when we score, smash the plate in the style of a true Grecian.
That would be nice, but the nearest wimpy is, I imagine, probably like Taunton.
Barnstable,
okay.
Let a man catch the Tarka line to Barnstable, take a Deliveroo bag that you've pinched.
Yeah.
Keep it vaguely warm all the way back.
Stop not letting us do this. I'm talking to you, Gary.
Yeah.
And Tag.
And Wimpy.
And, well, yeah, they probably won't be best pleased about it. And the rest of them. Palfrey. All of them. Stop not letting us take a Wimpy in.
Come on, Scott Palfrey. Let me take a Wimpy in.
Listen, right. There's no Wimpy from between Land's End...
Yeah.
all the way up to Barnstable, no Wimpies, not one.
Yeah.
Right. So why not?
I see where you're going.
Get on the blower with them.
Yeah.
Get them to DocuSign up to doing this Wimpy.
Yeah.
In that little hut.
Yeah.
By the big bank.
Yeah, lovely.
And like you get there and you queue up in the little thing, and then they hand you over burger and chips on a plate with a knife and fork,
Lovely.
and then you let people take that up onto the big bank.
Yeah. Balance it on the bloke in front of you's got to lean over. You know when you say, like, can you lean over so I can sign?
Yeah. Well, you just have it on their back.
You have your dinner on their back.
However you do it. I don't worry about the logistics.
No, we'll work out a way.
Look,
if you made that available, I'd find a way of eating it.
If we managed to pull this off, let me tell you, we're going to be getting calls.
Yeah.
Netflix, Disney Plus, Hulu.
Paramount, is that a thing? Yeah.
Yeah. BFI player.
Discovery.
All of them. They're all going to want a slice of it.
Yeah. You don't get Wimpies in slices. You get them in burgers.
Prime. They're all going to want it. They're going to go, like, hang on a minute, this lot have got a wimpy in that shed, and they're letting the fans eat it on the terrace.
Yeah.
They'll come in their thousands.
Yeah. Why wouldn't you do that?
There's no reason.
You could call it. You do a Harper themed burger, a Vinci burger.
Well, yeah, we'll worry about that stuff later when we've got it docu-signed. But
all right, come on. Why are you procrastinating on this?
I don't know. I don't think they'd even thought of it, even though it's obvious.
So obvious.
Anyway,
we want to smash those plates in delight at our 4th goal, don't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the volunteers clean up anyway, so there's no problem there.
I'd do it.
I wouldn't. I'm not committed to it, but
I'd commit to it.
Okay, well, there you go. There's one. There's one extra one.
And
there's already some doing it anyway. That's why when I'm eating something up in the Big Bank, I just throw the wrappers on the floor with glee. Because I know that there's volunteers.
You do not.
I know these. Imagine it.
I stick my gum under the metal pole.
They'd be gutted if all these volunteers walk around at the end of the match. But it's part of their routine. And they're walking out, they're loving it, chatting to all their mate volunteers, and then there's nothing to pick up.
Yeah.
They'd probably die.
Oh, maybe.
You know, out of like they've lost all. You know, when people retire and then they've got nothing left. And
Ozzy Osbourne's dad, did the garden and died, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, anyway, all right. Well, we'll talk about Wimpy and more things after this. Welcome back to the Big Bang Theory podcast. You can email us, don't forget, bigbankpod@gmail.com. Tell us your New Year's resolutions. Eat more food on plates at the football, perhaps. I'd eat a Chinese takeaway out of a silver foil.
They asked the players what their New Year's resolutions were.
Oh, yeah.
All incredibly boring answers. Apart from Joe Whitworth said he's going to grow his hair.
Is he? Is he? Hippie Whitworth, they'll call him.
Yeah, they will do, yeah.
Hipworth. Okay. Good luck to him.
Good luck to him.
I'd love to see a goalkeeper with long hair.
I think he'd look good with long. I don't know how long he means, but
when was the last goalkeeper with long hair?
Dino Visser.
Oh yeah, that's too recent. I was looking for like someone from the past.
Well, look no further.
All right, fair enough. Okay, what's your New Year's resolution?
I don't know. My New Year's resolution last year was to get a tattoo.
Oh yeah,
I've got lots of tattoos, well some, but it's not really a resolution. Is it? I was just like, I haven't had one for ages. I should get one. My mate runs a tattoo shop as well. So
did you get one?
No, and I didn't do it. So I think I'm just going to carry it over.
Carry it over.
It's not really a resolution, is it?
It's a rollover resolution.
But it's not even really. I mean, it is. I've resolved to do it and then didn't. But it's not. It's mostly it's sort of like, I'll stop. Shouting at my mum or something.
Yeah. I'll eat less wimpy burgers.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Well, good luck with that.
What's yours?
Well, do you know what? It was to learn how to do the Rubik's Cube, and I've already learned before
Already mastered it?
I already mastered it.
Really?
Yeah, thank you, YouTube. My daughter does it, see, and I was like, if we learn together, then I've overtaken her.
Forget it. I mean, it's just a formula, isn't it? And then once you...
It's just a formula. I've got the formula in my head. Yeah.
And then it's just speed at that point.
Yeah, I'm on 3.5 minutes, so...
Okay, yeah.
I've got some way to go before I'm on the telly.
Well, keep going.
Thank you. Yeah. Will do. Okay. So next, there's 2 games over the New Year period.
Busy period still.
So we finished 2024. It's done football-wise.
It is.
And then New Year's Day, it's away to Adams Park, Wycombe Wanderers. Yeah. Don't forget.
Is that the same Adams that had Adams Home Hardware?
Let's hope so.
Right. Okay.
A
lot of people called Adam out there.
It's not Jerry.
It's not the big fella. Was he the big fella or the big lad? I think he was
Jerry Adams.
Yeah,
the big lad.
I think he was the big lad.
That's what they called him.
The guy
that was his.
What was matey before him?
Don't know.
I know Jerry Adams pretended he wasn't in the IRA, but what was the other leader of the IRA? Michael Collins. Michael Collins. He was the big one of them was the big lad, and one of them was the big fella.
I think Collins was the big fella.
I think maybe Jerry Adams was the big lad. Right. If you know anything about the history of the
Irish Republic,
the Irish Republican Army, email in.
Yeah, keen to be corrected. Anyway, it's Adams Park. It's not Jerry Adams Park.
Adams Home Hardware Park.
Yeah, sponsored by them, even though they're sadly now out of business. That was my favourite shop in Exeter.
Yeah, but they don't have one in Exeter anymore. But are they out of business everywhere? I think they might still have one elsewhere.
Oh, maybe. At Barnstable, probably, where all the good stuff is.
No, I'm going to move there.
Yeah,
start supporting Barnstable Celtic, whatever they're called.
Barnstaple Town, isn't it?
Well, maybe.
Anyway, home now to Alex Hartridge, not the shop, the park, and David Wheeler, of course, still not playing much.
Neither of them playing much because they've got other players, but...
Don't forget, we went 2-0 up against Wickham at St James Park and then managed to get a 2-2 draw.
Yeah.
Very commendable. That's how we can play. We started that game really well.
Yeah.
That was the kind of reminder, wasn't it, of
I think given
what's possible.
given the 7 points over the last 3 games, we're comfortable, aren't we, to kind of just give it a good go?
Give it a good go.
They're third and could very well be second.
Game in hand over Wrexham, isn't it?
Yeah. So...
well organised. Matt Bloomfield got them...
yeah, but I'm looking forward to it now, and I probably wouldn't have been had we not had... I know it's all been a bit insane the last few matches or whatever, but I feel like there's a bit of like momentum there, maybe because of the good atmosphere on Sunday, or whatever, or all these players coming back in, Mitchell and Pat Jones, and we've got
Pat Jones, he's my new favourite all-time player.
John Lee was on there warming up, so I don't know if I'm optimistic about us getting many points, but I'm like I'm into it. I'm looking forward to it, and I don't want to go in too hard on Caldwell, but it's I always want to watch Exeter City, and I think he's done loads of brilliant things for us, and he's got us to unarguably to an excellent level, almost unrivaled in our history, and I'm very like him, and I think he's doing a brilliant job on the whole. The football doesn't get you as excited as some of the times it has in the past, even when we were lower down. So, but I am looking forward to it. Okay. And so I think that's good. Agreed.
And I'm sure lots of Grecians will be going. As always, an amazing away support, especially on New Year's Day. It's a fair old distance, isn't it? 4 hours, I'd say.
Yeah.
And then on Saturday, that's the 4th, I think.
Yeah.
Bolton Wanderers at home.
It is.
We beat Bolton. Last year, obviously, it was a complete disaster. Away at whatever it's called now, Tough Sheet. This season, we beat them 2-0. That was Kamari Doyle's wonder goal. Ali also scored, didn't he?
Yeah.
We've got every chance of getting some in. They're in 8th, but they're only 3 points ahead of us.
Yeah.
If we play like we have done in some of these games at some of the time, anything's possible.
If we play really well, some people might say that we are playing like Brazil, which will be apt, given that it's Brazil Day at St James Park.
Tenuously linked.
I told you
Brazil
they were
Day.
doing things, and this is one of the things they're doing.
Brazil Day.
It's Brazil Day. And do you know why it's Brazil Day?
Something to do with the anniversary of
it's 110 years since we played Brazil. I know what you're thinking. 110 years doesn't really seem like much of a landmark.
Yeah, I am thinking that.
And I would tend to agree. Yeah. But they're doing things now.
So
we're in the era of doing things. I don't know what it means, Brazil Day. I think it just means to show up with a bit of more of a sunny disposition. And I think you can eat some Brazilian food. Maybe they'll have a Brazilian version of the pizza twist. I don't know. I don't know what they eat in Brazil. I haven't been there. Steak? Is that Argentina?
Argentina loves a steak. Brazil, well, the nuts.
Well, they do eat Brazil nuts, I presume.
Yeah.
Has that got nothing to do with the country? I don't know.
I'm assuming it's from there, but
maybe.
I don't know. Yeah. Anyway, I will not be embracing Brazil Day.
Won't you?
No. I'll just come along.
I can't really think what it can really. How can you? What can you do? Wear a Brazil kit.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
Wear traditional Brazilian clothing. What's that? A pair of Horashes. Is that how you say it? I never had to say that word.
I don't know. What's that word?
They're like those sandals.
Oh, I don't know.
Sort of wicker sandals.
Yeah, I'm not wearing them. I could come listen to Sepultura, famous Brazilian metal band Sepultura.
Yeah.
Maybe that'll be on the PA.
It could be Chaos AD.
Chaos AD by
seminal
Sepultura.
album. Stick that on the old PA if you're doing things.
Yeah. Apart from that, I don't know. I know Brazil's famous for football, but we're at a football ground, so it doesn't really work.
Is there going to be some sort of samba dancers or something happening on the pitch before? Something like that.
Maybe they'll make some samba dancers run the length of the pitch.
Have a race.
Yeah,
maybe.
Okay.
So that's Brazil Day, mate. Don't forget and turn up thinking it's normal January afternoon in Devon.
No,
it's not. It's Brazil Day.
Basically on the beach in Rio.
Yeah.
Also, of course, it's the start of the January transfer window, which famously comes along with January.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll see Caldwell's kind of alluded to there not being much activity. Maybe we'll see Jake Richards move on.
Possibly. We might see the other Richards head back. Amani Richards, he's barely been
on show, has he? We might see Caleb Watts get that contract.
Maybe.
We might see John Lee's extension get announced.
Maybe. You can only imagine that there's going to be that if possible, there might be a loan away for some players.
Yes.
Like you think of like Cox, he's not getting a look in.
No.
Perhaps even Ben Purrington, if John Lee's back, because that makes him third choice in in that position.
Maybe.
Who knows? But we'll see. Hopefully, a new striker comes in, especially if any go out, and maybe even anyway.
Yeah. If we get something from these two games, people will start talking about the playoffs again, bizarrely, but we're actually quite close. So this could be how we start the new year will be how we feel about it up till Easter, won't it, to some extent?
Yeah.
Because then it's the cup, isn't it, after that, and then we're back to it again in the league. But
there's a lot of games at the minute.
Yeah.
In a month's time, it could look very different, and we don't know. I mean, it probably won't. It'll probably still be mid-table, but
I'd imagine so. But
yeah.
You get something at Wickham and you beat Bolton, people will start talking.
Absolutely.
Okay, well, we'll be back after Bolton, won't we? And then we're kind of back to a normal pattern again. So
yeah, maybe
weekly
I guess
podcast
so.
And all that stuff.
Yeah, not much time to listen to this one before it's out of date and even wronger than it probably is anyway.
More wrong. Thanks for listening, everyone. My name's John. I've been here with my friend and colleague Dan.
Cheers.
See you soon.